Hi, welcome back. We've just looked at some regular expression examples. We've not gone very in depth, but as we progress through this section, we're going to learn a little bit more about it. And as we do more Python and we encounter more uses for regular expressions, we're going to learn some more. Regular expressions is one of those things that you use it, you learn about it, and then you just don't find any use for it for a while, and then you just sort of forget, and then you have to go back and learn it again. So it's not that great if I just spend a few hours teaching you all there is to know about regular expressions. I think you'll forget quickly, and I don't think it'll bring you that much benefit. When you want to use regular expressions within Python, you can do that. You can import the RE module. RE stands for regular expressions, and it comes with Python, and it lets you test an expression against some text. That's essentially what we did in the last video. So this will be our text, it'll be an email. And this will be our expression that we are testing. A to Z plus. What is this going to match? The A to Z plus would match the Jose, it would match the teclado code, and it would match the com. Because there are three separate words in here, and the A to Z plus, what it's measuring is, or what it's testing is, any letter, at least one, and as many as possible. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll say matches is re.findAll expression on email. What that's going to do is it's going to take this expression and it's going to try to find all the instances in which it occurs. So it's going to find three: Jose, teclado code, and com. Okay? Let's print out the matches. Then we're going to say a couple of things here. Let's run it first. Notice how our matches are now turned into a list of Jose, teclado code, and com. So that's all the matches that we found in this expression here. So that's pretty cool. As we can see, the name is matches 0. That's my name. And the domain, tecladocode.com, could be made up of matches1 dot matches2. Like so. So that's teclado code, that's the dot, and that's the com. So in total we make up tecladocode.com, but of course this is wrong because it has to be like that. My bad, it has to be like that. So then we can print the name, we can print the domain. Let's run that. And you'll see that this all seems fine. We've got Jose and we've got tecladocode.com. Now, a better way of extracting the name and the domain would be to modify this expression in order to make it A to Z and include the dot. Because now there are two matches. Jose, because that matches 4 characters in this range, so you've got A to Z or the dot, and you've got 4 or 1 or more of those, and you have 4 characters. And you've got tecladocode.com because that matches a character or a dot many times, and you've got there a lot of matches. So now you're going to have 2 matches, Jose and tecladocode.com. So the domain is going to be matches1. Let's have a look. And there you have it. So you've got now 2 matches, Jose and tecladocode.com. Jose is the first match, tecladocode.com is the second match. Of course, if you did want to do that, if you wanted to extract the domain of an email, the best thing you can do is you can not do any of that, and instead you can have your email here. And you can have something like parts is email.split on the @ symbol. We've looked at the split method before, that's exactly what we need. So you don't need regular expressions for this at all. So again, the name would be parts0, the domain would be parts1 in this case, and you could print them out. So in some cases, you won't need regular expressions at all, and it's important to recognize those instances. If you just wanted to get the name and the domain of an email, you don't need regex. You can just do it with Python. Here's a slightly more contrived example, introducing a couple of new concepts that we didn't look at in the last video. So we're going to import RE for the regular expression module, and then this is going to be our text. Price is $189.50. So what's our expression going to be? Well, I'll let you think about that for a wee bit. I'm just going to check our matches here. And notice how I'm now doing re.search. What this is going to do is it's going to do something slightly different. I'll tell you in just a moment what it's doing. So let's say that our regular expression is going to be 189.50. What do you think we're going to find? Let's run this. And notice how now we get 189.50 as matches.group0, and we get an index error, no such group, as the second group. Okay, so something's going on here. It's only able to get one group. So presumably, group 0 is the thing that's matched. And that would be correct. Now I'm going to modify my expression slightly to include the price. And let's include the $sign here. But actually this pattern here is not going to match this text because the dollar means something in regular expressions. So we have to put a backslash in front to make sure that this gets treated as the $sign and not as what it means in regular expressions. So let's press run. Now notice how we can see that the entire thing is the group 0. Price, colon, space, dollar, 189.50. Now I'm going to do something that is going to be a bit weird, but I'm going to put some brackets in here around the 189.50. So I've just put some brackets, and that's it. Now let's run it again. Notice how now we don't get an error. We get price is $189.50, and now the group 1 is 189.50. So this is important. This is really useful in Python, because what we've done is that we have evaluated this pattern against the price. That's what re.search does. But then it has allowed us to extract particular parts of that by using the brackets into group 1. So group 0 is the entire match. Group 1 is the first thing in brackets. So why is this useful? It's useful because now instead of 189.50, we can say, for example, 0 to 9 dot plus. We can put a backslash in this dot since it's meant to be not anything but rather the dot. 0 to 9 dot plus. Sorry, just a plus, not the dot plus. My bad. So what we've got now is any of these characters, 0 to 9, and any amount of them, followed by the period which separates numbers from their decimal place, followed by 0 to 9, any number of characters. So this could potentially be, for example, this, right? Any number of characters, any number of numbers, followed by any number of numbers with a full stop in the middle. So this can match any number. The great thing is now whatever this price thing here is, for example, let's say we change it to $18,000, we're going to match it here, and when we run, you see that what we have extracted is the number. So why is this great? It's great because we can say that price or price number is a float of matches.group1. So let's run that. Print price number. Notice how now we get a third thing printed out here, 18,649.5. So essentially what we've done is we've turned this incomprehensible piece of text and we have extracted a Python number from it. Just imagine you were extracting some data from a website, like we're going to be doing very soon, and you want to extract the price of something. You need to be able to get it out of the text. And really the only way to do that reliably is by using regular expressions. Okay. What about if we do like a comma after the thousands, like a lot of countries do? Well, it's pretty simple. 0 to 9, and you include a comma in there. So now this is going to match any number of characters, of digits, or a comma, any number of times. So any character from 0 to 9, or the comma, any number of times. I actually don't think we need the backslash here, because I don't think the comma is anything in regular expressions, so it doesn't need a backslash. Okay, so now we run it again. Now, the first group here, group 1, was this 18,649.50, but then we got an error because we cannot convert 18,000 with a comma in there to a float, because Python doesn't know what the comma means. So what we have to do is, of course, say price without comma is, and this matches .group 1, but then this is a string, mind you. We're going to call a method of the string that is a very useful method, that is the .replace method. And what we're going to do is we are going to replace the comma by an empty string. That's essentially just going to remove the comma. And now we can turn a float of price without comma. Let's run this again. And notice how now we get our float back here. Full Python float. We can add it, subtract it, multiply it, anything you want, because now we have the actual price as a number, not as a string. So potentially, let's say you were getting some data from Craigslist or something like that. You could look at the websites with Python, you could download them, you could load the price, you could convert it to a float, and then you could compare it against, say, your budget or the hourly rate that you want for your job, or whatever it is that you're searching for in Craigslist. Craigslist, by the way, if you are not in the United States, is a classified ads website, like Gumtree in the UK. So it's pretty useful to be able to extract meaningful information from text. That's what regular expressions do best. So again, we've looked at a few examples of how you can use the RE module to search through regular expressions. As we do more, and as we require the regular expressions module, we're going to learn more about it. I don't want to delve too deep into it without a use case, because I think that's going to just be a bit confusing and a bit pointless. So let's wait until we have a better use case. But in the meantime, I would recommend that you take the time to look through the Regex website if you want, and the official Python documentation for the RE module, as it's quite good. And the code that we've looked at in this section, everything we've written, as well as a couple of links to the other sites, are going to be included in the resources section of this lecture, so feel free to have a look if you're interested. That's it for this video though, and I'll see you on the next one.